The two of them, written and illustrated by Aliki. The day she was born, her grandfather made her a ring of silver and a polished stone because he loved her already. Someday it would fit her finger. He made a bed her size and covered her with a rosebud blanket to keep her warm and sang her lullabies she did not yet understand. He brought her food from his store to help her grow and caught her before she fell when she took her first steps. In summer, they swam in the ocean and collected shells together, and the grandfather watched from under the shade of a big umbrella as she made a castle in the sand. Sometimes they went to the mountains and walked in the woods, and she floated down the creek on a rubber tire. When her bed was too small, her grandfather made another for her to grow into, and a shelf for the books she would read, and a doll to hold. He sang her songs and told the stories of long ago that had been told to him. Some he had made up, and some were about his love for the little girl. She helped him in his tour of the school and loved the smell of the sawdust he sprinkled on the floor when it rained. Sometimes she gave out the wrong change, but at lunchtime, when they ate the hot soup, he laughed about it because she was just learning to count. Her grandfather gave up his store and grew fruit in his garden instead. He put apples and plums and tomatoes, and there was more time. He made a cradle for her doll and a flute of bamboo, and they sat under the trees and played music together. And every year she loved him even more than the things he made for her. Time passed, and the ring fit the little girl's finger, and it seemed suddenly that grandfather was an old man. One night he became ill, and after that, part of him could not move. The girl wheeled him in his garden and cut apples for him to eat, and saw that his cup was full. At night, she tucked him in bed and sang to him and told him stories he had told her. Some she made up, and some were about hot soup and sandcastles and floating in the cool water on a rubber tire, and of her love for him. She said, "Good night, Papuli," and he answered with a kiss. She knew that one day he would die, but when he did, she was not ready, and she heard inside and out. It was spring, and she cut blossoms from his trees and gave them to him, and said, "Good night forever, Papuli," but he did not answer. The blossoms became apples, which hung unpicked on the tree. She picked them, knowing he would not want them to fall and rot. The tree would change with the seasons. Again and again, she would be there to watch it grow, to pick the fruit, and to remember. The end. If you like my book reading, then like and subscribe.